Okay, so I've worked a few increase rows with my sample, and as you can see down here, this is a stitch that was a purl stitch that I then converted into a slip stitch. And it does have that purl stitch little knob at the base of the stitch, but what's nice is when we seam this, that'll virtually disappear. So now I'm on a row where I need to move the slip stitch to the left. And also, when I look at this row, I have again my selvage stitch here, which is the first stitch on the needles, and then I have 3 purl stitches to start. So when I move this first slip stitch over, what that's going to do is I'm going to move it over 2, so then I'm essentially going to have 5 stitches to the right of it. So basically I'll have this first purl stitch, and then this second stitch is going to become a slip stitch in order to stay in the pattern of slip 1 and then purl 3. So the way this row works is I'm going to knit my selvage stitch, I'm going to purl this stitch, and then I'm going to convert this into a slip stitch. So I'm going to slip 1 with yarn and back. Then I go right into the pattern purl 1, drop this slip stitch to the front, purl 2, place the slip stitch back onto my needle and knit it, and then I'll continue on in pattern. So now what happens here is we're going to have our selvage stitch, purl 1, this is going to be our slip stitch, and then we're going to have purl 3, then the next slip stitch. So we'll just continue on, purl 1, drop the slip stitch to the front, purl 2, pick up that slip stitch, back onto your left needle and knit it, and then hence starts the pattern all over again. So essentially, once I work a few more rows, you're going to see that purl stitch converting into a slip stitch and then beginning to travel up to the left of the pattern.